So an organization in Brooklyn is taking teens and young adults on a life-changing journey by connecting them to the motherland, Africa.
The story that's always told for me is that we were slaves.
There's always these questions of black identity, particularly in America.
Who were we before slavery even was thought about?
The exposure is everything. You never know what you're capable of until you're exposed to that one thing that gives you that aha moment.
Indeed, Birthright Africa opens up a whole new world for young people, many of whom have never traveled outside of their state. So joining us this morning is one of the founders of the Birthright Africa movement. We have Walla Elsheikh with us. Walla, thanks for being with us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I got to tell you, I've had the privilege of being in Africa a few times, an amazing country with so much rich history. I can only begin to try to understand what this is like for young people getting that opportunity. So give me a glimpse into, we heard some of their voices, give me a glimpse into how life-changing this can be.
It is very extremely life-changing. So a place that feels very disconnected to you, very filled with, narratives around war, poverty, and disease. And when you land, you feel a sense of home immediately. That in itself, the first few moments just really dispel all those myths. There's a feeling of pride and confidence that is truly healing on a very spiritual level, and connecting to your ancestral roots, seeing the resilience, feeling that, and seeing a future in Africa that is really empowering, truly allows our scholars to believe in themselves in a completely different way about their career and their future.
You just said a word that popped into my head and was empowering, because I wanted to know how educational and empowering this is for these young folks. Because when you open our history books here in America, the first thing you see is slavery. You don't see Africa, the mother country, the culture, the roots, where it all started, where the people got their identity.
Yes. So the mother continent, I just got to correct you on that one. That's an easy one for people to miss.
Yes,
Africa
yes.
is right. It's not a country. It's so diverse in its richness and history. And they learned that there were great civilizations way before enslavement. And that, we come from a people of kings and queens. And so it's really a rich history that is not taught in the school books, which is something I even recognize for myself, not knowing that history in my mid-20s. And realizing how much I had to catch up on, as much as of a great education that I received. It wasn't one that included the stories, the narratives of the, brilliance of our creativity, of our innovations that we contributed to the entire world prior to being enslaved and colonized, for those skills and for that value that we brought to the world.
Absolutely. So how did you start this organization, and what prompted you to do so?
So like I was saying, in my mid-20s, like many of us growing up here in America of African descent, we start realizing we don't know much about our history, and it is mostly related to the lack of curriculum in our schools. And so I was going through that transition and recognizing how much I wanted to catch up. And at the same time, I had two friends of Jewish descent that were receiving their birthright, a 10-day free trip to Israel. And I said, wait a minute, why isn't this happening for young Black people to receive a birthright to Africa? And I said, oh man, this is my calling. This is what I want to be doing, not only for myself, but a whole bunch of us must need this. And so, I transitioned my career from finance to education, really got to learn the landscape of how the Birthright Africa mission would fit into it, and registered the website in '07. 10 years later, we launched with our first cohort with the City University of New York.
It is an absolutely fabulous program, and it's something that I'm really excited to see that young people are taking part in. I know it's a little difficult now with the coronavirus, but of course we're going to provide some information on how people can stay tuned and be a part of the future journeys. So thank you for spending a little time with us today, and thanks for starting this wonderful organization.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Folks can reach out to us, by the way, on our website, www.birthrightatafrica.org, or at Birthright Africa across all social media.
Perfect. You took the words right out of my mouth. All right. Have a great day. Stay safe.